Welcome to DHN. I'm your host, Wade Teamer. Hedera native staking is now active. We're going to get you set up if you haven't already in this video. Vechain is in the process of a major upgrade. We're going to break down what it means for holders of Vechain. We got some industry news to talk about. Interpol has entered the metaverse, but they are not alone. Also, I got some Russian news. We're going to talk about it because there's a timeline of events that you might actually be interested in. Lastly, we're going to go over stablecoin warfare with Binance, folks. This is getting very interesting. Total crypto market cap sits at $934 billion, up 1.5% in the last 24 hours. Crypto market volume, which indicates how much money has come into the market, is up 60% to $53 billion over the last 24. Bitcoin coming in at 19,300, Ethereum at 1347, BNB 274, and XRP sitting at 45 cents. Top gainers for the week are Toncoin, Huobi, and Aptos, a new token that's being listed everywhere. I don't know anything about it. Aave is up more than 10% over the week, and Polygon getting ready to rally, up 8% in the last 24 hours. Thoughts on the market right now? Everything's calm, seas are settled, and you can actually take some time to look around without all the noise. But let's talk HBAR. Native staking is here, officially live as of October 20th. Now, there hasn't been an price reaction right away, but it's only been a week, folks. If you follow Hedera on Twitter, you can see everything is going great. Positivity all throughout the community. I know I've been waiting a long time for native staking. Looking back, I now understand what Stater was doing, testing the system to see how staking on HBAR would look. So shout out to them for their amazing work. If you want to get involved with Hedera staking, you can do this a number of ways. You can access it from your web browser, or you can download the app from your app store. If you want to use something like a hardware wallet, a ledger, or SafePal, you can access it by putting in hashpack.app in your Web3 browser search bar. The sign up, super easy, barely an inconvenience. All you need to do is set up a password, then create a new wallet. Once you activate it, you can then get your private phrases, things like that. So that does mean that this is a non-custodial solution, so you will be fully responsible for any loss of funds or access. When they present you with these private phrases, be sure to write them down in a journal that's specifically created for that type of thing. Once finished, the interface is also super easy. Just go over to staking and then select your validator. You'll see all the famous brands on Hedera's governing council. Current rate is 6.25%, and rewards will appear in your wallet after a day or so. Again, super easy, super simple. And if you want to buy HBAR for the long term, you can now store it safely and get some extra HBAR over time. It's an excellent setup. The fact that we got this in a bear market is so much better than if we were in a bull, because one, the entry price would be outrageous compared to what we are getting now. This allows for people to come into HBAR gradually and over time make the price of HBAR a lot more stable after it does run up. A lot of people are also wondering why the price hasn't responded yet, knowing that these council members are actively holding HBAR. Well, for one, in order for us to see that, it would mean that council members would have to sell their HBAR back into the market, which would not be a good thing. What you should look forward to is the effect that this will cause with other exchanges. HBAR just got added to Coinbase. So what if they begin to offer staking rewards? Or better yet, Hedera's next council member might be Uphold or Binance, and as a part of their entrance into the council, they begin to offer staking services. The network effect is when we'll start to see HBAR prices move quickly. I would say this is the perfect time to get into HBAR. If you want more information, I'll place links as the pinned comment so you can get to Hashpack and get more information on HBAR staking. Next, let's talk Vechain Proof of Authority 2.0. Voting began over the weekend for Vechain Proof of Authority to upgrade. If all goes well, then this will bring a massive increase in functionality and scalability to the blockchain. On October 12th, the Vechain Foundation took to Twitter to give us more details on the importance of this move. Proof of Authority 2.0 solves a major trade-off in traditional blockchain architecture. You can either be scalable with high throughput or have instant finality. Scalability allows the network to handle even greater usage. Finality ensures hashed data is instantly secured by the network. As the digital transformation gathers pace, Enterprises are exploring how to transform operations leveraging the many benefits of blockchain. Growing demand necessitates scalability. However, without finality, enterprises are cautious of the tiny but non-zero risk of data loss. By taking the best two traits of common blockchain types and eliminating the weaknesses, Vechain Thor becomes the perfect platform for real-world users, providing a scalable, low-carbon platform with the ability to guarantee data quality. For enterprises and governments, this is key. Imagine an international carbon market with many thousands of companies submitting a myriad of data, forming the backbone of a carbon credit market and financial instruments. Said carbon data must be verifiable at every level with tens of millions of data points guaranteed secure. This, alongside many other examples of large-scale sustainability-related and industrial initiatives such as the circular economy, are the kind of dynamic global system that become possible with Vechain Thor. So, a very beautiful description. Everything put forth, in my opinion, was accurate. The importance of finality along with the immutability of blockchain removes all forms of doubt for companies looking to engage with the blockchain. With the massive amount of partnerships Vechain already has, now more can come to the surface with this added level of certainty. Which brings us to our next little bit of info on Vechain. DNV, one of Vechain's biggest allies, is working with energy companies to increase safety in the deployment of energy transition solutions through 3 parallel joint industry projects. So the reason this is all big for Vechain is because starting in 2023, the VThor blockchain is launching a system where it can read and display carbon market data in real time. You want to know who made that announcement? None other than the head of DNV themselves. Now let's talk industry news. Interpol, the global police organization, has unveiled the Interpol Metaverse. Yes, a virtual world mainly designed for immersive training courses for forensic investigations. The organization has created an expert group to ensure new virtual worlds are secure by design and is participating in a World Economic Forum initiative around metaverse governance. This governance board includes members like Facebook Meta, Decentraland, Sandbox. It's quite the lengthy list, but Interpol is concerned about potential metaverse crimes, including against children, data theft, counterfeiting, ransomware, sexual assault, and harassment. One of the challenges is that something that is criminal in the physical world may not be a law in the virtual world. On one hand, this is a good application for the metaverse, similar to how it's being used in the medical field, for educational purposes. On the other hand, this is now an interconnected network of law enforcement agencies under the supervision of the Economic Forum. So, you tell me. Next, we have Firebox expanding its digital asset payments engine into a wider number of payment service providers. After a pilot with Checkout.com, they have so far settled $1 billion in payments. Firebox acquired crypto payments processor First Digital earlier this year. The payments engine includes merchant settlement and soon the addition of cross-border transfers, creator payouts, and crypto pay-ins where merchants are allowed to accept crypto. Firebox has partnered with FIS's WorldPay, which earlier this year started offering merchants the option of USDC settlements. Additionally, it is preparing to onboard about 50 companies for its new payment engine. So we have another form of instant payments being established here. Firebox is backed by BNY Mellon and Sequoia Capital and allows major institutions in the US and abroad to set up crypto to fiat payment channels. Notice too, they now settle in USDC. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Basel III, crypto rules. The second crypto asset consultation by the Basel Committee for Banking Supervision closed at the end of September, and it has now published its feedback. One of the proposed rules limits the amounts of bank cryptocurrency exposures to 1% of Tier 1 banking capital. Some of the feedback concluded that means most of the world's largest banks can only have a combined 20 billion exposure to crypto assets. Now, on the surface, this may seem like bad news. 20 billion into the market is only enough to pump the price for maybe a few hours, and not even by that much. And that extra charge on DLT could make adoption more difficult. But What if these rates change and these allocations increase? That's more so why I covered this one, because that was the immediate thought it gave me. Just wanted to share that with you. Wanted to expose you to this idea. Now, let's talk Russia. It's part of a pilot project. Russian citizens are soon going to be able to use the digital ruble to make smart contracts, payments, and offline purchases. 12 Russian banks have joined the testing so far, with more expected to join in the coming months. The first stage of testing involves opening digital wallets on the Bank of Russia's platform, making deposits, and transferring between citizens, as well as payments for goods and services. The central bank reported the piloting on real customers would begin in April of 2023. Again, what is with the spring of 2023, folks? The new type of assets will be stored in the form of digital codes on electronic wallets provided by the Bank of Russia. By 2024, the Bank of Russia plans to connect various credit organizations to their platform, with an offline mode being implemented by 2025. Deputy Anatoly Askov said that these assets may be used in mutual settlements with China. Now, this story may have seemed like it came out of nowhere, but think about it for a second. The Bank of Russia is using smart contracts to run large-scale digital currency payments. Ever since the conflict broke out, underneath the headlines of, the traditional mainstream media, you see these stories of Russia's digital currency revolution. I don't think that it was just about getting kicked out of SWIFT. I think it was getting away from SWIFT in order to bring about these new payments. Drawing it back to crypto, there are only a handful of projects that have exposure to Russia when it comes to cross-border payments. Next, let's land the plane, folks, and talk about Binance. They have blown away the crypto competition. 55% dominance over spot trading volume. Now, I just wanted to show that off. That's not going to be what we're focusing on. We're talking about BUSD, but this is one of the reasons why I am holding Binance. It's because stats like this one. Binance's stablecoin, BUSD, has seen a surge in supply as it competes with the top two, USDC and Tether. Supply currently stands at an all-time high of 21.7 billion, representing around 15% of the total stablecoin market cap. So far this month, the percentage of trades denominated in BUSD stands at 22%. Now, it's the story that Sam Bankman-Fried from FTX, the story that he tells, is what got me so interested in this one, guys. So this would basically be the second great stablecoin war. He says it'll be interesting to see what emerges from the non-fiat backed stablecoin space post Terra Luna crisis, and something interest bearing or otherwise might appear with some upside. So what he's saying here is basically the same thing that I alluded to in the video on Friday, is that we are about to see, along with all of this stablecoin regulation, some new stablecoin offerings hit the market. On top of that, this is all this activity around stablecoins is moving right alongside the global stablecoin arrangements coming down from the FSB. I think it really just illustrates how quickly paper money will soon be a thing of the past, folks. I'm interested in hearing your ideas. Let us know down in the comments. Don't forget about the DHN Crypto Journal for 2023. While you're at it, if you want to figure out how Diamond Hustle members get access to exclusive crypto films and educational content, just click the join button under this video. With that, to all my Digit Hustlers worldwide, you know what I'm going to tell you. Have a great day. Have a prosperous day. And most importantly, if the money is digital, so is the hustle. I'll see you in the next video.